Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and today I would like to welcome you to my 12-week series called The 12 Weeks of Christmas. Hard to believe that we're in our final countdown of just 12 weeks, and I know it's going to go very quickly. Each week on my blog, I'm going to be featuring a different project for you to use during the holidays, or you can adapt for another special occasion. And I'll be featuring a new project each week, and you can find more details over at my blog at stampitwithdebbie.blogspot.com. So today I'm showing you this cute hand sanitizer holder. It features this little hand sanitizer that I got at Bath & Body Works, and I did make one for a craft show that I have coming up that will be just before Halloween. So I made some Halloween ones, which is this one. And inside, again, I'll just show you here, the little ribbon comes off, and then you open it up, and then inside is the hand sanitizer. So we'll set that one aside. This is the one that I'm going to show you since it is the 12 weeks of Christmas. And what we're going to need for this project is what I used, a piece of cherry cobbler cut at 4 by 11, and I'll give you those numbers a little bit later again. I also used some of the Be Merry designer paper, and that came out of the annual catalog right here. This isn't in the holiday catalog, it was in the annual catalog. We also need some of the gold thread. I'm also using this cherry cobbler double stitched ribbon, and it has 2 designs on it. I'm also using the Christmas in the Making stamp set, and I'll be using the Layering Circles framelit, and I'm going to use this scallop piece, and I'm also using the stitched framelits. If you can see, there's a little line here of stitching that will cut out when we stamp our design. I'm also using the mini Stampin' Dimensionals and some of the Whisper White Baker's Twine. So let's get started on making our project here. As I said, the first thing you need is a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard here. This piece, this is again cherry cobbler, and I cut it at 4 inches by 11 inches, and you need to score it in 2 places. And I've already scored, but I'm just going to show you these. 1 inch and 3 inches, and then you're going to turn it to the short side, and you're going to score it at 3 inches, 4 inches, 7 inches, and 8 inches, and then we're done with our scoreboard. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but when you have your piece all done, you're going to end up with a rectangle, a square, rectangle, square, rectangle. You're going to cut this edge of the rectangle all the way off on both of these ends. Okay, so your piece is going to end up looking like this. So you now have score marks right here around the square, and you're going to cut both of those. Okay, and then we just need to put it down on our desk and use our bone folder to make sure that all those score marks have a good fold here. And then you want to make sure that the ones going the other way are also folded, because once you start folding it up, it gets a little tricky to fold it. Okay, so we need to create a box. So we're going to take these little tabs right here, and I'm going to put some tear tape. You can use Fast Fuse, you could use the Tombow glue, but I'm going to use tear tape today because it's just a little bit easier when I'm doing a video. Okay, so I have it on these little flaps that are flapped in this way. Now I want to put it on this edge here, because when I fold this all up, That edge is going to go to the back, so I'm going to put it on this edge here. All right. Just going to remove the backing. And then the first thing that you want to do is fold this small square in and get it lined up and press it real well. And then you're also going to do it on the other end. Make sure that your edge is really lined up here. Now, so of course this is the top. You're going to bring this edge over to close it up for your box. And just reach down inside and close that real well. Do it over on the other side as well. So now our box is all formed. Now we're going to need to attach our pieces of designer paper, and I'll tell you how those are cut. We have 3 pieces that are cut at 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. We have 2 pieces that are cut at 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then we have one more piece cut at 7/8 by 1 7/8, and I will have all these directions over at my blog. So today I'm going to use the Fast Fuse. I really like this adhesive. It really holds your projects together, and you don't have to worry about coming back later and finding your pieces falling off. And when I make a project, I like to put adhesive on all of mine at the same time. But if that doesn't work for you, no worries. You can do one piece at a time. So this is the outside of the box. I'm going to open this flap, and I'm going to put one piece right here on the inside so that when they open it up, there's a greeting there. Now on the outside flap, I'm also going to put a piece of the 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. I'm going to take this small piece of 7/8 by 1 7/8 and put that up here at the top. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put some more right here. This is again another piece of the 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. This is the 7/8 by 2 7/8 for the side. And one more on the other side. Okay, so pretty much our box is decorated now. So now we just need to create this piece here. And for that I'm using, again, the stamp set Christmas in the Making. And I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler ink. And I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle. And now I need to bring in my Big Shot. And I'm going to put the stitched framelit over the top of that. And at the same time, I did cut a piece of garden green, and I'm going to use this layering circle, the scalloped one. And I'm going to put that behind it and run both of those through at once. All right, so there's that piece. And we have this piece. We're also going to need our ribbon and our twine and our scissors and our dimensionals right at this time. So the first layer, this one, I just adhered right on top of the garden green piece. Whoopsie. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of there. I want to show you a trick on how to get the twine on here, something that I use a lot. So I'm going to first of all turn this over and let me zoom in a little so you can maybe see a little better. I'm just going to run a small line of Fast Fuse there. I'm going to start by wrapping the twine around my fingers about 4 times. And we have runaway twine here. Okay, so you're left with this on your fingers. Grab it here and grab it here. All of your pieces together, so they're kind of in a knot in the middle. Hopefully you can see that. And then I just stick that middle part right down in the adhesive. So as you can see, it always makes a nice loopy. You'll need to cut off that little tail end piece. All right, so this piece is done. So the next thing that I want to do is attach this little piece of the cherry cobbler ribbon. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of that. And I do want my ends to be a little bit of an angle. And then I also want the X's to show, so I'm just going to kind of loop it around. And again, I'm going to just look at my piece, see where I want it to be. In this case, there's already some fast fuse on there. So I'm going to attach it to the fast fuse. And then you can see it's there. And for this piece to attach to the box, I use some of the small mini dimensionals because I want this piece of twine to be able to go around and not get caught up in the regular size dimensionals. So I use the mini ones. So I just place those on the back. I'm going to take the backing off. Maybe I'm going to take the backing off. Whoopsie. Okay. And then I'm just going to center it on the front. So now the last thing that I need to do is use some of my Whisper White Baker's twine. And I'm going to come in behind that dimensional as I told you. Oops. And I'm going to leave enough on top so that I can tie a little bow when I'm all done. I'm going to bring it around, go back behind that greeting again, and bring it to the top. And I'll just tie a little bow. That way when the person receiving it gets it, they can just slide this off and tie it back up if they aren't ready to take it out of the box quite yet. So there's the treat. Before you tied it up, you would want to put your hand sanitizer in. At this point, I don't have Christmas hand sanitizer because the stores haven't gotten them yet, but I'm guessing very soon because it's almost October. So if you like this project, I hope that you will click like and visit my blog at stampitwithdebbie@blogspot.com for details on this project and other project ideas. I'd like to thank you for watching this video today, and happy stamping.